The Tet Offensive was one of the largest military campaigns of the Vietnam War, launched on January 30, 1968 by forces of the Viet Cong and North Vietnamese People's Army of Vietnam against the forces of South Vietnam, the United States, and their allies. It was a campaign of surprise attacks against military and civilian commands and control centers throughout South Vietnam. The name of the offensive comes from the Tet holiday, the Vietnamese New Year, when the first major attacks took place. The Communists launched a wave of attacks in the late night hours of the 30th of January in the 1st and 2nd Corps tactical zones of South Vietnam. This early attack did not lead to widespread defensive measures. When the main communist operation began the next morning, the offensive was countrywide and well coordinated. Eventually more than 80,000 communist troops striking more than 100 towns and cities, including 36 of 44 provincial capitals, 5 of the 6 autonomous cities, 72 of 245 district towns, and the southern capital. The offensive was the largest military operation conducted by either side up to that point in the war. The initial attacks stunned the U.S. and South Vietnamese armies and caused them to temporarily lose control of several cities. But they quickly regrouped to beat back the attacks, inflicting massive casualties on communist forces. During the Battle of Hue, intense fighting lasted for a month, resulting in the destruction of the city by U.S. forces. During their occupation, the Communists executed thousands of people in the massacre at Hue. Around the U.S. combat base at Khe San, fighting continued for 2 more months. Although the offensive was a military defeat for the Communists, it had a profound effect on the U.S. government and shocked the U.S. public, which had been led to believe by its political and military leaders that the Communists were being defeated and incapable of launching such a massive effort. U.S. public support for the war declined and the U.S. sought negotiations to end the war. The term Tet Offensive usually refers to the January-February 1968 offensive, but it can also include the so-called mini-Tet offensives that took place in May and August.